Hi, I'm Jerry Springer, and you're watching TYT Sports. Watch this show or I'll kill my dog.
Big news coming from the UFC today that many fans are simply turned off by. There was 9 days until UFC 151 were to take place at the Mandalay Bay in Las Vegas, Nevada, in which Jon Jones would face Dan Henderson. But you see, Dan Henderson suffered an injury in camp and had to pull out of the event, a knee injury to be exact. So there was vacancy for an opponent to face Jon Jones. Dana White tried calling up almost every fighter that could possibly compete at 205 pounds. And who steps in? None other than Chael Sonnen. Now, the problem with this exactly is that when this was proposed to Jon Bones Jones, he simply declined. So now, in effect, Jon Jones will fight September 22nd in Toronto against Lyoto Machida. Now, many fans, as I said previously, are simply turned off by this. Now, Dana White had this quote: "I'm stunned. We've never had a situation where this happened before, where a champion wouldn't step up to fight. This is probably one of my all-time lows as being president of UFC. Dan Henderson has a partial tear in his MCL and couldn't continue. He tried to train, he continued to work out and saw a doctor, but there was nothing we could do to save that fight." Then he also talks about Chael Sonnen. Chael's been out there talking all this crazy bleep about Jones, but he proved that he not only talks the talk, he walks the walk. I offered the fight to a couple of guys, and believe me when I tell you, nobody wants to fight Jon Jones on short notice. Nobody. But when I called Chael, that crazy fuck said, not only will I fight him, but I'll get on a plane and fight him at Mandalay Bay tonight if that's what you want. Chael Sonnen accepted the fight with Jon Jones. So as of 8 o'clock last night, we had a fight, but the one thing I thought wouldn't happen, happened. Jon Jones said, "I'm not fighting Chael Sonnen with 8 days' notice." Meanwhile, for Chael Sonnen, he has not trained since losing at UFC 148 to Anderson Silva by TKO. And also, he said it'd be a lot of work to get to 205, but he did say that he would make it. So now, this shines a horrible light on the UFC, because not only do they have to repay all the ticket sales, but it's simply horrific publicity. But let's get back to Chael Sonnen for just one moment. He sent out these tweets, which are incredibly entertaining. "I know you will never fight me. Don't be afraid, but I'll always be the monster in the closet of your mind, little JJ. 30 minutes to cement your legacy. Champ or coward? I'll make a lot more than you do. Show up in 8 days. I'll give you my purse." And then 5 hours ago, he tweets, "Time's up." So I asked for your guys' thoughts on all of this, and your tweets were also pretty entertaining. Let's start with @Ted Zhao, a big fan of the show, tweets at Rick Strom. "It's ridiculous. All the undercard fighters who make far less than Jon Jones don't get to fight because he's scared of Chael Sonnen." Corbin Carreno tweets at Rick Strom, "Jon Jones' decision is somewhat selfish if you consider the wasted money the UFC and all the fighters who trained hard." @Miss Janus tweets at Rick Strom, "Everyone will now call Jones a coward and will make him even more unpopular, but he wasn't training or prepared for Sonnen." @Gucci Gut tweets at Rick Strom, "Jon Jones is afraid of Sonnen. Apparently words can break bones." Possibly the tweet of the day right there. @Miss Janus, once again at Rick Strom, "Wait, I've totally changed my mind. At least Jones has been training. Sonnen is totally unfit and can't win. What a bitch to say no." Okay, so there you have it. Jon Jones refuses to fight Chael Sonnen on 8 days' notice. So I want to hear all of your thoughts on all of this. You can tweet those at me, at Rick Strom. You could also follow me on there. Our Facebook page is in the description below. Leave your comments in the comments section below. Don't be afraid to tweet, like, and share this video. And also, please do us a favor, guys. Support what we're doing here and subscribe to TYT Sports.